How is this country in Europe and South America? Why are there so many different cheeses? And just what is this animal? There's only one way to find out, adventurers, so subscribe, give us a like, and welcome to our Kids Guide to France. From the snow-capped peaks of the Alps and the Pyrenees to the sun-drenched beaches of the Côte d'Azur, France is a land of breathtaking beauty and rich history. Famed for its triumphant architecture, high-end fashion and mouth-watering cuisine, it's no wonder it's the world's most popular tourist destination. Hope you're ready to try some delicious baguettes and croissants. Let's explore La France. So welcome to another country in our huge round-the-world trip. We've been to so many countries already, so make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube and listen to our podcast on Spotify for all our latest world adventures. You can also join the World Adventurer Club over on Patreon, where you can get early access to content and free activity packs. Anyway, on with the adventure. So where is France? France is located in Western Europe. It's bordered by Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany to the northeast, Switzerland, Italy and Monaco to the east, Spain and Andorra to the south, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. Did you know France is the third largest country in Europe and the largest in the European Union? It's often nicknamed Le Hexagon, or the hexagon, due to its six-sided shape. France has a population of over 69.9 million people, and the national language is French. To say hello, you say bonjour. The capital city is Paris, and when you're visiting, you'll be spending the euro. Now, the nation's flag is a vertical tricolour of blue, white and red. The blue and red are the traditional colours of the capital city, Paris, while the white symbolises the monarchy. Together, they represent the unity of the nation. So what makes the French, French? The people of France are called the French, and they're a very, very proud nation. Their identity is cemented in what it means to be French, with language providing a cornerstone of their culture. Despite English being a common shared language throughout Europe, the people of France take a notable aversion to speaking it within their own country. This elegant language of love is matched only by the country's magnificent art, culture and history, gifted to them by some incredibly iconic people. Joan of Arc, Napoleon Bonaparte, Claude Monet, Cézanne, Jules Verne and Coco Chanel. Former French President Charles de Gaulle said, "How can you govern a country with 365 kinds of cheese?" And yes, I imagine it's quite a tough ask, especially as there are now supposed to be more than 500 unique varieties all over the country. Each has its own distinct traditional recipe and is often linked to a particular town, giving only them the right to call its variety authentic. Did you know one bit of France is actually in South America? And that's not all. France is made up of a series of regions, and most of these are in mainland France, 13 to be exact, including the island of Corsica, just off the southeast coast. But there are 5 more outside the mainland, and these are dotted all over the world. These are the overseas regions. These overseas regions are still governed by France, but do have some self-governance of their own, with some having more than others. Right, are you ready to head over to a new continent, Beans? Yes? Okay, let's head over to South America to find our first overseas region of France. The largest of all of France's overseas regions is French Guiana. It's a big land, but with a small population. In fact, this population only lives on 5% of the region's landmass. The other 95% is covered in thick, dense tropical rainforest, much like its neighbour of the Amazon. Some of this rainforest has never been touched or visited by man, so if you fancy going somewhere unexplored, then this is the place for you. French Guiana is small but not poor. This is partly due to it still being funded by the French government. It also makes lots of money from the European Space Agency. That's right, they launch rockets from one of its islands. This is due to the region being so close to the equator, which I guess it means it's shorter to fly to space. Right, Beans, let's head back to the mainland. I think there's a lot more to discover. Let's look at my top 5 things to do in France. The Eiffel Tower. Built for the Paris exhibition in 1889, the tower, as well as a symbol of France, is used as a viewing platform for local and foreign visitors to marvel at the beauty that is Paris. Despite no longer being the tallest structure in the world, it's still proudly the tallest structure in Paris and in France, for now. Accessed along a majestic parkway, taking the site before climbing the 1,665 steps to reach the top. Alternatively, there's a lift for those too full of croissants and cheese. Palace of Versailles. One of the largest palaces in the whole world, the Palace and Gardens of Versailles are a wonder to behold. Once the seat of power in France, the palace was built by Louis XIV, or the Sun King, in 1683, and remained the nation's capital until 1789, when the revolution took hold and the capital moved back to Paris. Merely entering into one of its 700 rooms, admiring one of its 50 fountains, or standing in awe at one of its 5,000 exquisite objects, you'll see why it took 30,000 people to build it. This is French architecture and extravagance at its very best. Notre Dame Cathedral. Made world famous in French author Victor Hugo's novel Notre Dame de Paris, the Cathedral of Notre Dame is possibly the best example of Gothic cathedral architecture in the world. Graced by two stunning 233-metre-high towers at the front and an enormous round stained glass window, it is truly an icon of Paris. The towers were initially planned to be topped with towering spires, but this never came to be, and a devastating fire in April 2019 has closed the inside to the public. But the French are not one to sink into adversity. It's being lovingly restored using only traditional techniques and authentic materials. Mont Saint-Michel. There is no site in France, perhaps even the world, quite like the monastery and adjoining township of Mont Saint-Michel. It looks to emerge from the sea with only a causeway to adjoin it to the mainland, and even then can sometimes be submerged by water, leaving the Mont graciously stranded. It is said that Bishop Aubert in 708 was told to build here and build high by St. Michael. And boy, over the centuries to come did he live up to that instruction. Despite being sieged multiple times in the 100 Years' War by the English, and the turning of it into a prison during the French Revolution, it is now back with the Benedictine monks and stands as a symbol of both France and its beauty. Mona Lisa and the Louvre. Perhaps the most famous museum in the world, the Louvre hangs arguably the most famous painting in the world, the Mona Lisa. The Louvre in Paris is full of exquisite art from all over the world. Yet every year thousands of people queue outside its doors to view a single painting, the enchanted Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Her eyes are said to follow you around the room from any angle, but that's if you have long enough to look at her. It's said that on average, each visitor gets to glimpse her for just 15 seconds. So if queuing isn't your thing, and you fancy actually looking properly, then there's plenty more to feast your eyes on. From Egyptian antiquities to Rembrandt's, Napoleon III's apartments to the French crown jewels, the Louvre is much more than just a painting. Now let's introduce your top 5 animals to find in France. The European hedgehog. This prickly little mammal is a common sight in French gardens and forests. Covered in up to 7,000 spines, hedgehogs can curl into a tight ball when threatened. They're nocturnal, and despite their waddling walk, they can traverse several kilometres in a single night, hunting insects, worms and even the odd frog. The Eurasian lynx. One of France's most elusive predators, the Eurasian lynx roams the Jura and Vosges mountains. With tufted ears and a short tail, this solitary cat uses its keen eyesight and stealth to hunt deer and rabbits. Spotting one in the wild is a rare and thrilling experience. Chamois. A nimble mountain goat antelope, the chamois is right at home in the French Alps and Pyrenees. They're known for their speed and agility on steep, rocky slopes, leaping and dashing like it's nothing. With short hooked horns and a strikingly dark stripe down their face, they're easy to spot for those lucky enough to hike high up into their rugged habitat. The European beaver. Once nearly extinct in France, these tireless engineers have made a comeback along the Rhône and Loire rivers. Known for their dam building skills and wide, flat tails, beavers play a crucial role in shaping the wetlands and supporting biodiversity. The Pyrenean desman. Probably the oddest creature on our list. Part mole, part shrew, part platypus. The Pyrenean desman is a semi-aquatic mammal found in mountain streams in the Pyrenees. With a long, flexible snout and webbed feet, it forages underwater for insects and larvae. It's also endangered, so spotting one's a real treat. Amazing to discover all those incredible animals in France, Beans. From tiny garden hedgehogs to high climbing mountain jumpers. And also the Pyrenean Desmond. Where did you spring that one from? Incredible. Well, we've had quite the adventure in France, haven't we? So many elegant cities, gorgeous landmarks and spectacular landscapes. And let's not forget, we even went to South America. Certainly didn't think we'd do that this trip. Well, sadly that's all we've got time for today. And if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up below. And don't forget to check out our website for fun activity packs on all our geography topics. So we'll see you next time for another worldly adventure. Psst, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.